We back again. You know, it's like these, like they keep on proving why delineation is actually is why it's needed. It's crazy because you know how they feel about us. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's kind of sometimes it just be a lot to take in because, like I said, coming from the background of respect that we was taught to give other people, and it's like we were taught to give respect when we weren't even respected, and that's become a big problem within our people. You feel me? And it's the truth. We do kind of need to start focusing on us and doing what we do, but we're gonna get into this video and it's gonna show how they feel about us, what they say about us, and the things that they do. That's the deep part about this. It's going to show all these things, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just bringing all this stuff to light. You feel me? Like it ain't no hate. It ain't no none of that. Like I'm not hating nobody or trying to make it seem like we need to hate these people because we don't, bro. You feel me? Like the universe, it kind of works for itself. It brings things to light for a certain reason, and it's happening now. It's being seen. Now we're seeing it and we're understanding it. We just, you feel me? Get to the point where you like, well, no, we just cutting them off like all the way. That's it. So let's go on and just dive into this video. And I'm gonna start doing it this way because a lot of people be asking like, who is that person talking? So, you'll be able to see the person that's speaking or the video from the TikToker that's making these videos right here in the top. You'll be able to see it, so you don't have to ask. So let's go and kick this off.
Now my conversation is how we need to find a way to get the Africans here. So we need to get jobs that nobody's taking so that the Africans can take over, how Africans can send money back home so we could build Africa. And I don't give a fuck about anyone else. I'm serious.
So, family, here's the thing. It's always been like that. This is why there's such a pushback. It's always been like that. That always been the mentality. And the moment you get mad, again, this is why I always say it's always kumbaya, love, and everything. Just get people mad, and then you'll see the real. It's always been like that, and that's why people realize. We've realized we've been pouring. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you right now. This is what we've been doing. So we've been pouring our empty cups into everyone for the last 65 years. And pouring, and pouring. Nothing's been reciprocated. Our cup is not being refilled. We've been the emotional currency of the world. We've been jumping in front of everyone's atrocities. And we've been pouring and pouring. Everyone just did their own thing and focused on self with that same mentality and continue to pour and pour and pour until we have nothing left. Right? And now we have our cups empty, and you still want us to pour into other people with drops. We're not doing that no more, family. It's time for us to pour into our own cups. It's time for us to start refilling and making sure we focus on us first, because we've been focused on everybody. We've been the carpet for the world to walk on for the last 65 years. We've been jumping in front of everyone's atrocities, and now it's time for us to be selfish for the first time in 65 years. And this is the issue, because that is the actual mentality. He act like he was for the world and let's all come together, but he only do that to let's all come together symbolically, right? Symbolic gestures. Outside of that, is only benefiting them. What do I benefit unite? Let me ask you a question, and I'm not being funny. In this unity, what do we benefit from unifying with everyone? I really want to know. What do we benefit from unifying with the quote unquote
Big.
diaspora, which that's not my diaspora. My diaspora is the black Americans that's outside this country. But what do we benefit? We are the richest black people on earth, right? We do 1.9 to 2.6 trillion dollars. We are the trendsetters of the earth. We only got 17.9% of people in poverty, and we work on helping those people up. The rest is middle to upper class. So how we benefit? All we've been doing is pouring to other people, and that's what Pan Africanists have been for the last 55
Nothing.
years. We do not benefit. We have to focus on us. Even shopping in your businesses, you guys are taking that money out of
Talking about the
communities and taking it to your
delineation,
respective countries. You're not
the
pouring back.
FBA
You're not
movement.
hiring black Americans. None of y'all. No African, no Jamaican, no none of that. Maybe a few here and there. None of that. Y'all separate, make your own communities and enclaves. Little Ghana and the Bronx, little Senegal, Harlem, Africatown and Philly, little Guyana and Queens, little Egypt, and all throughout the 50 states, y'all got to separate and make communities within our communities. What do we benefit? So yeah, you only doing what you've been doing, and that's what we realize. We realize we're going to draw the line in the sand, and finally, for the first time in 65 years, do what you guys already been doing, which is group economics, your own group economics. We finally the last one to catch up, said, let's do our own group economics, and that's it.
Now,
Hey, and how could you be mad at that though? That's the part that gets me, right? Like, how could you be mad at that? If we as black people, as FBAs, going, okay, y'all been using our culture, feeding off our culture for 65, 100 years. Now we going, hold on, bro. Like y'all always, but y'all been separated from us, separated to where y'all cut us out of y'all things. You feel me? But if we come spend with y'all, spend our money with y'all, it's okay. Now we going, nah, we're done. We done doing that. We're going. We like he said, we drawing the line in the sand. Y'all over there, we over here. You feel me? How could you be mad at that? Like, why would people get angry at that? Because it's like we not even talking. We ain't even talking shit, bro. It's like we just going, nah, bro. The separation is needed right now because we as a people need to work on ourselves and focus. We've been helping everybody else out. It's time for us to start helping us. Like, why would that even be a problem? But like they say, once you say something like that, it kind of bring out the truth in everybody. Everybody starts to they get angry and then they start saying the real stuff how they really feel.
Everyone does not include us in their party. Everyone does not include us in everything that they do. There has to be a point of division in order for us to separate and then unite among the like-minded of our people. So let's make this very clear. When we say we want to call people out, let's make this all the way clear. Everyone knows who is real and who is not. Because there are some of us who are banned from every damn where because of how absolutely legitimate we are. So when you want to call people out, first they must be pointed out. We cannot unite with slave makers, slave owners, traders, turncoats, nor collaborators. It ain't gonna happen like that. Too many of us are black people with white minds. And so when you put people in front who say they speak for us, but at this point we are still in the same position, if not a little backward from where we were when it comes to our overall progress, I call conspiracy. Now, before anyone says conspiracy means when two or more groups, organizations, or individuals come together to do something that is evil and or wicked. It is an absolute conspiracy. You have too many black billionaires and millionaires who do not fund projects for black grassroots organizations to come up out of the condition that we are in. Too many people chasing the bag, but you don't get no damn respect because you sacrifice your people to be included into somebody else's group. So, let's stop the nonsense. Cut the cap. In the game. This generation ain't playing with this no more. I want us to all understand this. There is a separation.
That's why I said this generation, they ain't with all that, bro. Like we bred a cold generation when we did this one right here, bro. They standing up and they speaking on it. They ain't sitting being quiet. You feel me? And that's what I like about
Commercialized
it.
talking. Everyone wants to be soft and talk soft. The enemy doesn't give a damn about nothing you call yourself. You can call yourself a Moor,
Exactly.
Hebrew Israelite. You can say black. You can say FBA. All of that. We are considered to them.
That's right.
That is a very plain, simple reality. If you are a black millionaire but you can't speak the truth, you are nothing but a rich slave.
That's right.
And I will never trade my place with someone who has a lot of money but no respect for my own people.
That's right.
Too many of us get comfortable once we get a check and we forget where we came from.
Right.
And you don't want to even go back around your people because you feel like we're not even worth being around. So at this point, again, this is a nice stage, a wonderful event, but knock it off. Those who are really about this, be about it. So that the enemy can say, you know what, we need to stop playing with these people and give them their real respect.
Hey, that's that's so dope right there. But that's real. What's up with it? Balance energy. What's up with it, Velvet? But no, that's real, bro. You know, and people are doing that now. That's the beautiful thing about it. People are standing up. And I'm gonna say it again, bro. We really put our foot in these kids that we have now. We bred them to don't take no shit. You feel me? Like, which is crazy because, like I said, like us being bred from our parents who came from, basically gave us the game from our grandparents. It made us nice as hell, bro. Like it made us nice to the point we was going along with a lot of things. Like we can't deny it. We was following along because we always wanted it to be kumbaya. So it's like we kicking it around, being nice to people that really don't give a fuck about us. They don't care about us. They never did. You feel me? And I'm glad this is happening. That's why you see me pushing it. I'm glad this is happening. This needs to happen. You feel me?
Every time America is in trouble, every time her back is against the wall, who do they call? As the song says, who you gonna call?
They call the African American community.
Exactly. The answer ain't Ghostbusters. You ain't calling Ghostbusters. You calling black folk. Every time America is in trouble, black folk come to the rescue. We are the cavalry. Let me convince you of this. In every single war this country has ever fought, when they got in trouble and it appeared that they might not win this war, might not pull it out, who did they call? Black folk. I mean, you just walk back through history. The Civil War was fought over the institution of slavery. Nikki Haley didn't want to acknowledge that, or perhaps had forgotten that when she was running for president on the Republican ticket. She gave the wrong answer when asked that question. No, Miss Haley, the Civil War was fought over the institution of slavery and whether or not it would continue.
Wow.
What if I told you that some black communities didn't want integration? Not because they didn't want equality, but because they already had everything they needed until it was taken. Let's talk about the towns that said no to integration, not because they hated progress, but because they saw what that actually meant. The popular version of history makes it sound like black people were just waiting for the day when they could sit next to white folks in school. But for many black communities, integration didn't mean access. It meant loss. They already had black schools, black teachers, black-owned buses, black principals that knew every kid by name. They weren't perfect, but they were theirs. Integration came with conditions. You have to close your schools, fire your teachers, shut down your buses, and send your kids into classrooms where they'd be hated just for breathing.
Exactly. That shit they don't want you to know. You feel me? Like they make it seem like, nah, y'all want the integration because y'all want to be like us. And it's like, we really didn't. We never wanted to be like y'all because what y'all was already doing, we didn't want to be like y'all. We wanted to be able to have a space to have our own stuff, for us to be together. Because soon as we integrated, it messed a lot of shit up, bro, for us.
Let's talk about Prince Edward County, Virginia. In 1959, after Brown v. Board, the county shut down the entire public school system rather than just integrate. But here's the twist they don't teach. The black community built their own school system from scratch. Churches were turned into classrooms, volunteers taught without pay. The community kept educating their children, even when the government walked away. White families opened private segregation academies, which were largely funded with state vouchers. Black families built freedom schools with nothing but donated books and faith. And this wasn't isolated, right? There were black communities all across the South that said, we want equal funding, not your broken system. Exactly. So after desegregation, thousands of educators lost their jobs. Black principals were demoted. Black schools were bulldozed or abandoned. Black excellence wasn't integrated, it was erased. Kids were bused to hostile environments where they were spat on, ignored, or tracked into remedial classes. We didn't integrate into equality. We integrated into someone else's control. So no, it's not anti-civil rights to say some black folks didn't want to be integrated into oppression. They just wanted the resources that they were already being denied. Integration was never just about sitting next to white students. It was about survival. It was about sovereignty. And some communities knew if we gave up what we built, we might never get it back. And it kind of seems like they were right.
That is, dang, man, why is my thing doing that? That's crazy, right? Because the integration, once we integrated, bro, they was able to brainwash us with their interpretation of history and basically take ours away and like make it seem like a lot of things didn't happen. So it's like once we integrated, this is what happened. They erased our shit and gave us theirs. You feel me? Because once we got to teaching each other, bro, it was something they didn't want. They didn't want that. Like, because we was teaching each other the truth.
Democratic Party has never explained to black people in this country.
I'm not listening.
Over the last month, it has become very, very clear why the term foundational is so important. This is why so many of us rally behind that term, because it's specific, it's direct, it's exclusive, and it can't be remixed. The last month has showed us why foundational is such a powerful word. It has also showed us why all of the tethers and the ops are so angry at that word, because you can't spin foundation. You've seen all these tethers show up and they keep saying things like black owned, black owned, black owned, because that allows them to say, I'm all black like you, brother. That allows them to say, I'm melanated. Can I come on in? And they also will say African American. Think about what they've used to try to infiltrate our culture over the last few days. Think about the Essence Fest and think about the words, the terminologies, the identifications that are being used mostly by the tethers. And they love saying African American over and over and over. You don't hear them saying foundational, though. Have you heard any of them saying foundational? I haven't, because they're not. And if they ever do bring up foundational, they want you to stop saying foundational. They're trying to spin foundational in a negative light because that doesn't work for them. They can't hustle you with foundational. They can hustle you with African American. That allows them to weasel on in. But foundational is so important because you cannot spin that term. That is direct and specific. And also, when you use the term foundational, everybody knows exactly who you're referring to. Why does everyone know who you're referring to when you use the term foundational? Because we have stamped it, because we have created it. African American was given to us. Black, they made so flat that anybody can just show up. So you can see the terms that tethers hide from, the terms that scare them, the terms that they don't want to acknowledge, foundational. And then you can see the terms that they love because they overuse them all the time.
That's real right there.
And all of the tethers are out here getting exposed, and they're seen as dismissible, disposable. No one wants them. That's because when these people can't speak for us, they are useless to the system, and they're going to stay useless to the system. But fam, there's a lot of things going on that Delineation has shut down. And one of the main things that Delineation has shut down is both of these political parties, both of these establishments, but even more so, we've been exposing everything that goes on over there. Let me tell y'all, isn't it very poetic that on this broadcast, we're exposing what we exposed this summer with the African Union? I don't think nobody's really going in and did a deep dive like we just did with all the nonsense going on, with Trump pulling us out, which is good, and with all the people in the African Union trying to Afro-Latino and all that stuff, and we canceled all of that. Dismissed. But however, another thing that we exposed was those braiding shops. Yeah. Y'all know all those braiding shops that we seen this summer? And we had a boycott because they was treating people funny. And when we said we was going to boycott them, they said we was xenophobic. But come to find out, family, those braiding shops have been holding a bunch of African people as slaves. So yeah, not only do you have slavery in Africa, you got Africans enslaving Africans in African braiding shops, the same braiding shops that Black Americans said that we was going to boycott. You can thank us later. We always right. Let me show y'all.
That's wild.
This right here, story that popped up. Shout out to my brother Melrose if he's listening. Shout out to Melrose. I got this from my brother. Check this out, fam. Look at this. Very disturbing. Black Americans are always right. Everyone else is always wrong. And we just look better than everybody because we're some very, very good looking people. Watch this.
Victims of something hard to believe. Something you might never expect. Something that happened in plain sight. You are looking at girls who were held as slaves in America. Not for a week or a month, but for years.
Can you tell us about what it was like having someone else control all of your movements, everything you did?
It was like being trapped, being in a cage. It's horrible. Like sometimes it's not enough food for us to eat, no freedom at all.
Nicole and Zena and another 20 girls like them were brought to the U.S. from their homes in the West African nations of Ghana and Togo nearly a decade ago. Barely teens, promised an American education. They were instead enslaved in Newark, New Jersey.
What did the traffickers take from you?
They took my childhood from me, my teenhood. They took it from me. They took my trust from me, and they took everything. They took everything away from me.
The girls were forced to work in hair braiding salons, serving customers all day, right out in the open. Their captors took all the money the girls earned, every penny.
How many days a week were you working?
7 days a week.
How
many hours a day?
Bro, that is wild.
Sometimes 14 hours.
This went on for 5 to 6 years. Traffickers held the girls in several houses in Newark and East Orange. The traffickers no longer live there.
This is the neighborhood where these girls were being held, and just look at it. Manicured lawns, nice houses. It looks like any neighborhood in America, and it definitely doesn't look like a place where you'd expect to find slavery.
Who would commit such a crime? These are the traffickers.
Whoa! Freeze, y'all! Hold up! Do you see how deep this is? Family, are y'all picking up on this like I'm picking up on this? What in the hell? Don't ever talk about Black Americans again. Don't fix your ashy ass, need some Vaseline lips, and mention my lineage. Y'all got an obsession with slavery that needs to be studied. Damn. What?
That's wild, bro. No wonder they, I could see why they would be talking mess. You feel me? Especially just, and this is what's crazy, right? It's almost like the Minnesota thing when they found out they was taking all this money. Like, just think how many places this right here is going on that we don't know about, to where they taking these African girls, put them in shops, got them braiding hair for nothing. You feel me? They're not making anything. The people keeping whoever got them enslaved is keeping all the money. I guarantee you it's happening in a gang of different spots. That's not the only spot it happened at.
What is going on in the world today? Or shall I say, what's going on with these damn tethers today? I can't make this up. Y'all can't make this up. We ain't make this up. This is a prime example of how these individuals are.
Akawavi Afalabi, the wife, was the ringleader. Lasisi, the husband, and Derek, the son, were accomplices, according to court documents and law enforcement. Wow. Why did they do it? Money. Pure and simple.
Stop. Money. Pure and simple. Just
think how much money they make it over here, though. And how far it's going to go back over there. Make sure you sub up if you ain't subbed up, bro.
It's the same way you want our reparations. Money. Pure and simple. Our tangibles. Money. Pure and simple. You see how they'll sell each other out for $1? Do you see why we said that these people would not share reparations? So all of that reparations, one big African Negro, don't exist to us? Shut it all down. Yeah. Family, you want to talk about a backstabbing culture? You want to talk about people who sell each other out? They are enslaving each other everywhere. We can now include Africans enslaving Africans in America.
Exactly.
So before you hand over your information, understand your lineage at this point. You see how the guy
and I didn't like this right here. When I seen this, I said I didn't pay attention to this. I said we give them the blueprint. We give them the blueprint to actually step in our place. You feel me? Like, fuck that. We don't need. This is why we be saying, bro, it's just time to kind of keep quiet about a lot of stuff. It's time to keep quiet. We don't got to prove ourselves. We already proven. We walking proof itself. I'll be telling people, we the walking Akashic records itself. We don't need to prove ourselves to nobody.
Aliens are trying to insert themselves into our DNA. Do you see them trying to insert themselves into the lineage? Stop posting your proof.
Doing good, bro.
People are watching. People are taking notes of your proof, and they are making plans to assume your identity because they want to scam you out of your birthright. They will attempt. Oh, and this is for the Bible people in here today. They are going to get that lamb skin and put it on their arm and go before their father and steal your birthright. That lamb skin, and pretend that they are you in front of the person that doles out the birthright. So when you are posting your census forms, you are posting your death records, you are posting pictures of your family members, there are people watching because I've heard them talking. They are screenshotting. They will attempt to steal treat your lineage like your social security number.
Facts.
Hold that to the vet. Don't show it. Don't give it to nobody. I was in the space the other day. They started asking me questions. I told them I don't answer no questions. I don't have to answer to you. My lineage is verified for me, not for you. So when you're giving people the evidence to who you are also giving them the ability to blackmail you with it, to strong arm you with it, and to steal your birthright.
It's almost like you giving them the blueprint. Why give them the blueprint? They've been taking our blueprints for a long time. They've been stealing our shit for a long time, walking like us, dressing like us, and everything. That's probably the last part they need.
So before you handle
shit, you got to get reparations. Now,
I don't want to say that one.
Like, don't piss in my mouth and then call it lemonade. Because what's the derogatory word for white people that's colonizing your land to this day? And for the Caribbean and Africans that say we don't have any culture, and come on now, we can already debunk that. What's your culture? And don't tell me food. It's to the point where I don't even want to date a Caribbean or African that has a coon mindset unless you have a rider mindset. And Black Americans built this country, not Africans, don't you forget.
So before you handle...
If it took 30 days for a ship to go from Africa to here, and let's say he got 200 on the ship, 200 times the 30 days, plus supplies. How many ships would he need to bring 100 million niggas over here to North America?
All right. I believe, I actually...
Do the mathematics.
Yeah.
Math don't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
if we did the mathematics, there's no way that story can fan out. Two, Black people have always been in North America.
That's what I just
There has
Man.
never been a time when the Black man was not on the shores of North America.
Okay. Now, who are you calling the Black man on the shores of North America? Who, particularly?
You like, come on
Who am
now,
I
bro.
calling him? Hey, Reggie, I know you didn't.
Just answer me.
Me.
Okay. No, we're talking about at the time that when
if it took 30
Please dig into Margaret Sanger, the letters that she wrote to Black churches and the letters she wrote to the people that are within her circle. I mean, it was clear why we know she was a eugenicist is because she quite literally said, we need to find a way to keep them from knowing that we are keeping down their population and we must eradicate them. And since 1973, despite us being such a minority, every single year, there are about 350,000 Black abortions. And since 1973, there have been 18 million Black abortions. Now, in total, there's about 63 million that have happened since 1973. And the first Planned Parenthoods were placed in Black communities. And the first time that there was any speeches about Planned Parenthood, it wasn't at a convention center. It was in Black churches. That was the heart of our community, was the Black church. And Hillary Clinton always references Margaret Sanger as one of her favorite women in history.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit, bro? That is wild as hell. And we see it. You know, when you go back, you look, they've been trying to keep us, you know, when they brought in all the motherfuckers from all the other countries and stuff, they was always trying to keep our population low. We just had this talk about that, keeping us at 13%. That's why they brought all the immigrants in. You feel me? In order to keep us our popular, but we still grew it, didn't it? Bro, that shit didn't, none of this shit they did stop us. You feel me? But they talked about it. These were their plans. Foiled, because you can't stop this.
So y'all check out what this Congolese lady had to say about Africans only making podcasts and making like videos about American politics or really just about Black Americans in general.
I don't know if this is an issue that other people see on African creators on YouTube, but it's really been grinding my gears for like the past 2-3 years now, how African creators are obsessed with covering American topics, American politics, American news, but It's like even like American dating culture, all of it, but they never cover their countries. And to me, it's like so crazy. And it's not just American, but some of them specifically only cover like Black Americans. It's like, oh my goodness, this is not, you're not in this climate every single day. You are in Africa. Why don't you cover Africa? And genuinely, I feel like I'm going crazy because like, what do you like? I don't get it. I kind of get it, I guess, like American consumerism or whatever, but you have a much bigger untapped audience in Africa. Why don't you speak to them directly? You are there. Like, why don't you make content for?
That's what I think that's what we don't understand. That's what they're doing. They're making content about us in order so they can train their people to be us. To be us and be like us. Look, this is what they do. This is how they act. This is how they talk. This is how they move. You feel me? In order so they can be like us and they can make the moves that we do and do the things that we do. I think that's what they're doing because, like, me getting into making these videos, this is what made me really get into it because I'm going, every time I was seeing them and the person get to talking, I'll be like, bro, hold on, bro. They not even FBA. They not even Black. I'm like, they like they call them tethers. And I'm going, wait, why? How can they speak on? Who gave them the power to be able to speak on us and what we do over here? They're way over there in Africa, but they're speaking on our politics, what we doing as Black people over here. And I'm going like, and people watching this shit, and I'm going, how could they even speak on us? There's no way. You never even been over here. You're not over here. You're not a part of this. So how could you even speak on this? I don't understand that shit. It's like, why are we even watching them talk about us? They can't talk about us. What are we doing, bro? And this is why I think this is why we creating this separation right now. Because there's no way, bro. There's no way. That shit is unreal to me. It's like, how? How could they speak on us? Sometimes it pisses me off when I see the video. Could they be like, as you can see, the Black Americans, but what they doing is they teaching their people how to be us. But, which we just powerful like that. They're teaching their people how to be us. So that's how I feel about it. But they can't.
I don't understand this cognitive dissonance. It's like, do you not care to talk to the people you're surrounded by every day? Do you not care to cover your local politics? And then people get online and complain about corruption, but you don't know where the corruption is happening exactly because you're too concerned with American corruption and not African corruption. Like, come on, man. We need to do the groundwork here.
So is this accountability that I'm hearing?
Yeah, because they making yeah, they getting views. I said, but I think most off their people is watching it, which, some of our people is too, but that's what I was saying about us, bro. We've been so nice over the years that we let people come in and do this. We let people come in and be able to speak on our politics. We let people come in and be able to speak on us. But this is what even white America has been doing for forever. You feel me? They always been speaking on us. You feel me? Like, but then we made it okay. And, to where, we was watching them like talk about, things that was going on with us when they really didn't know. Like if you think about it, even with the news and everything, they talk about our ghettos. They talk about our hoods. They talk about, the lower places where we live, and they don't even go there. They don't even live there. They can't walk in our neighborhoods. Everybody cannot walk in our neighborhood and just be cool. It fucking don't work like that. So when they speaking on our shit, they can't even tell the story right. It's like they're creating a narrative to the world that the world is seeing and the world is accepting it. And then the world feel like they can speak on it. And it's like, no, you fucking can't. You can't. You don't even, these motherfuckers don't walk. They're like, you don't see them people that be on the news and shit. They don't live in our neighborhoods. They don't even they don't even drive down our streets. You feel me? Unless the police over there. And it's something bad that they feel like is happening. Other than that, like, they don't be at the barbecues, the cookouts, the family gatherings. You feel me? They don't be at none of that. That's why when we even get together as a whole and it be like 10 or more of us, the police pull up and they try to pat us all down and arrest us. You feel me? And because they feel like we're doing something wrong because this is what they promote about us. And it's like, but they don't, man, these motherfuckers, man,
hearing. Like I'm actually like legitimately shocked, you guys. Like I was not expecting to hear somebody from that continent. Clearly, you can see from her profile, she's got a Congolese flag and some type of foreign name. I'm assuming Congolese name. I don't know what their names look like, but it's in her username, right? So the fact that there's some type of accountability coming from a name like this with a flag like that has me like completely shocked. And I'm glad that I came across this video because it actually piggies back on one of my last video that I made about that 154 podcast with Godfrey and Akbar, who's all they ever talk about is Black Americans, including the episode that they had on air with Joy Reid.
Yeah, they don't they don't share their shit because they shit ain't popping like ours.
Right, that's all they ever talk about is their trauma with Black Americans. It's like, do y'all have anything else to talk about? Apparently, your own folks is even starting to notice. Like, damn, do we even matter? Do y'all even notice that we exist at all? Why y'all always talking about American politics, American dating, Black Americans this, Black Americans that? Why y'all not focusing on us over here? Why don't y'all start focusing on y'all old people? And they'll come on my shit talking about, oh, well, you always talk about Africans. Yeah, honey, I react just like what I did with this video. The last whatever videos, it's a reaction. Okay, so y'all's the ones who's always focused on us, and then when we react to your disrespect and all the bullshit that y'all be talking, then y'all want to talk about, oh well, y'all always be thinking about us too. Nah, bitch, you always talking about us and thinking about us, and we react to that shit, and we address you directly. Okay, that's what we do over here. But we not just sitting around making podcasts out the clear blue sky, talking about some random African nation and what the hell is going on over there.
Yeah, we never did.
We don't have to care like that, but y'all be caring about what we got going on over here. Okay, so whatever we talk about that has to do with y'all is purely a reaction to something that you did. Okay, so I'm glad to see that this sister actually took some type of accountability because that's very rare for you folks.
Man, they try to mirror this over here. That's what you start seeing. They really try to mirror what we're doing over here, over there. They try to copycats. You feel me? As they try to copy this shit. But if you think about it, right? Don't lie. Like if you say every culture or every race is not trying to copy this FBA or what we've been, foundational Black people or our Black culture. Every race, bro. It don't matter what it is. Don't matter what color they is. Italian, Native Indians, the cowboy Indians, the Native Americans. Like every culture, every race, bro, took a piece of what we got and put it into their own shit. Whether it was our music, you hear them listening to our music. You see like here in San Diego, you can go over there to like where the cowboys and shit at, and you see a cowboy pull up with boots on, a big ass hat, you feel me, in a big ass truck, and they bumping Future or they bumping Kendrick Lamar or something, and you going, what the hell, you feel me? Like they get out the truck, you scratching your head. Like our culture is the culture. It's the culture. Like, and people hate to say that. Like I seen one guy saying, no, it's only like that because they promote it on TV, and it's like, why you think they promote it on TV? Because it's the shit. Like TV will be bland without us. It wouldn't have no seasoning. Music wouldn't have no seasoning. Like the way we fit our clothes, the way we put our clothes together, bro, shit would not have no seasoning if it wasn't for us. We took everything, bro, and put seasoning, salt, and then we use that other shit people don't even use, accent. They don't even know about accent. We put accent and some more shit on that shit and put it back out there. And we made it what it was. That's what made your shit grow and made your clothing company be as big as it was because of us. It didn't look cool on everybody else. We just make shit look cool. And I would hate me too. If I was like, I would too, bro. I get it.
So y'all check.
I'm not Black, I'm African.
Is that not
That
Black?
would hate me too.
No.
Oh.
It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I came in a plane, they came in chains. Yeah, I'm passenger in their cargo.
If you know that you're not a South African citizen, may you please stand up and leave our hospital. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
See, they doing that shit over there. Now, look, if you're not an African citizen, I need you to get up and leave our hospital. This is what we doing over here. Look, if you're not black, if you're not part of us, look, just, just get out the way. Just move. Stop,
If you're not a South
spread.
African citizen,
It's spread.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I told you guys just how influential foundational Black Americans are.
Exactly.
We influence the world, man.
Thanks,
Everybody
bro, for the
watch
donation.
what we do, and we
It's
move
always
the
much
needle.
appreciated.
They're waiting to see our next move. So now we decide to delineate and shut the door, close the windows. We making everybody ring the doorbell. Now you got to knock on the door, and we got to check your papers before we let you in.
Exactly.
We got to see what you about. We have no more open door policy where anybody could just come in, put on our robes, eat our steak, and put their feet up on the table, bang our women. Just do anything you want to do, right?
Exactly.
Just anything you want to do,
more.
right? And there's no repercussions for it. There's no questions asked. No more of that. No more of that. No more of that. We ain't doing that no more. We shut the door, right? And we asking questions, right? But what I've noticed is overseas in London, they're doing the same thing. I'm seeing Jamaicans go after Nigerians, saying that the Africans, the Ghanaians are coming in there and trying to take their culture that they created. They're talking about they had an ethnogenesis. But in Africa, it's...
Hey, I was talking about this yesterday. We started a whole movement. This shit started a whole movement to where everybody can see clearly. Like, this is the thing, right? Once we opened the can of worms, now everybody's seeing people are doing that shit to them. But as Black Americans, as an FBA, that started, people can call it what they want. They can hate on it or whatever. It opened a whole can of worms for the world to see. Now everybody's seeing it, and they're starting to do the same thing. They're starting to do the same thing and say, hell no.
So, Ghanaians want Nigerians out of the country. They're accusing them of selling drugs. They're accusing them of being wild. They want them, they keep coming here not being citizens, and they don't want them around. In South Africa, South Africans don't want foreigners in their country. They running up in hospitals, checking papers, getting you up out of there, right? I mean, in Kenya got Indian people there charging Kenyans to even drive down the road.
Yeah,
but
that was wild.
They come here and try to talk down on us and try to talk like you outdoing us and say very disparaging things about Black Americans. And all they ever want to bring up is African booty scratchers, but they never talk about their country.
We want Nigerians to go back to their country. Ghana is for us. Ghana is not for any foreigner.
We started some shit, bro. This shit started some shit everywhere.
President Mahama, you came for Ghanaians. You said Ghana first. You said you came for the youth. Please take action now.
We just need to sit back and sip our tea. Look, they said we want them out. We want them out. Look, they out protesting the shit. We don't even got to protest it. You feel me? It's already been done. But just us speaking on the things we've been speaking on, it's opening the eyes of the whole world. I told you, bro, we do shit that influences the world. This is why they don't like us. This is why they don't want FBA to really be a thing, because we influence the whole world, not just us. That's the problem. See, if it was just us, like if it was just influencing us as a people, it'll probably be okay. It might just be okay, but when you influencing the whole world, bro, that shit is crazy. It's like, nah, we gotta shut that shit down. We gotta throw in some tethers. We gotta throw in all type of shit right now, because what they're doing right now, everybody's seeing it, and now there's these people over here starting to wake up. You go to London, it don't matter what part of the world you go to, the people are starting to wake up and go, dang, bro, we need to keep our culture the same. We need to keep our shit, because they moving over here trying to step on our shit. Now we see what they're saying. You feel me? We see what these FBA people are saying. They get it. For the ones that don't, I see why you don't, because you probably one of the motherfuckers that got to go.
I don't we can't be dealing with the recognition that we are having in Ghana.
White people.
No. So Nigerians, the politicians have to do something about it. If they know that they are taking money from
they going hard.
And the immigrations, they should stop giving Nigerians Ghana passports. They should stop.
who will be close, we should go to your country. Go back to your country and go and kill your fathers and your sisters, criminals, fraudsters. You go to your country.
Hey, like, man, get your ass out, bro. Go back to your country. Go, like, this is happening everywhere since this FBA shit started, bro. Shit that kicked off a whole worldwide, you feel me, movement to where everybody is going now. They're going to, it's like you said, look, they want everybody, they want to be us, but you know, they don't want the struggle. They don't. But still though, they want to be us. But that just shows how influential we is to everybody and everything on this planet. I told you, we like the superheroes of this planet. People don't understand that. We like, because everything we say means something to everybody else. How we move, how we talk, what we like, what we don't like. If we don't like it, bro, if we come out and we say we don't like something, that shit is going to be trash all over the world. Nobody's going to like it.
For decades, we've had black people.
So y'all, the Africans made an AI video of your girl.
I used to breathe Pan-Africanism. I was all about unity, all about us loving on each other across borders. That passion took me all the way to Ghana. I felt like I was coming home. And then I met someone. He was charming, attentive. He made it easy to believe in the dream. When he said he was in a jam and needed help. And it wasn't just that one transfer. Every time we went out, I ended up covering the tab for him and his boys. Drinks, plates, even cabs home. At first I told myself it was nothing, that no matter how much pidgin I learned or how many tabs I picked up, the accent and the passport show up before anything else. And it stings, because part of me wanted so badly to belong, to be claimed the way I was claiming them. But I can't give that power away anymore.
Sister, what did you learn from this? That's what you get for not being on code with FBA.
A shout out to the African AI crew, because that was very clever. You know what I noticed about some of these AI videos? So anytime I ever see AI of myself, it always either makes me look like Regina King, which is what that video looked like, or it makes me look like super Asian, but it never actually looks like me. Exactly. I was looking for a sense of belonging. That's the reason why I went to Ghana. I didn't know who I was. Like, get the fuck out of here. I really don't know why Africans think that I don't like them. I really don't understand that. Like, I've never said anything bad about Africans, immigrants, Caribbeans, nobody. I've never said anything bad about them. The only thing I ever do is just call things the way I see it. And a lot of times people don't like that. They don't like the truth. They don't want you to see them for who they are. They want you to see them how they want you to see them. And it's like,
that's the thing.
All I can do is tell you what I see.
Scary to
like that's
right
what
there.
I see whenever I'm telling something or I'm responding to something, but they don't even want you to do that. They want to be able to slap you in the face, spit in your face, and they want you to just walk away or ignore it just because, oh, we're both black or brown. So if I disrespect you, you should just be able to just brush it off and walk away. And it's like, no, you come with disrespect. I'm going to meet you exactly where you are with disrespect. I'm not going to give you love. I'm not going to show you love. I'm going to show you disrespect, period.
Hey, that's exactly what I've been saying, because a lot of times back in the days, that's what we was doing, bro. We was brushing that shit off. We kind of kept moving. But now I told you, bro, we built a whole new type of breed of young people, man. You feel me? And that shit is just making moves. That, you know.
Oh, my God.
Foundational people are crazy. Let's just start there. It is an act of desperation to call yourself anything other than what you are. Why are you always looking to be called something else? We are a rich culture. We are a beautiful culture. And when you have a high cultural self-esteem, then you go anywhere in the world, and it is not reductive to be in proximity to anyone else. I never feel small in Nigeria. When I leave Nigeria, I even feel more full. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see so many similarities. I can embrace the Nigerian national culture, but also all the ethnicities within it for its each individual beauty. It makes me feel fuller. Do you understand? Yeah. And when you have that high, just like cultural self-esteem, right? It just makes it so much easier. So I don't subscribe to this whole foundational Black American, the Hotep, the Sulan, the Black, all this. What's wrong with being African American? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to take the African out of it because you're anti-African, because you're xenophobic.
Tariq Nasheed posted this podcast clip on his page, and I thought it was interesting. And what I wanted to say was, you know, you don't have to kiss anybody's ass in order to belong to something, in order to be accepted. But it seems like a lot of people go on these podcasts. I don't know what this woman's background is. I don't know if she's maybe bi-ethnic. Maybe she's half, because the way she was talking makes me think that maybe she's half Nigerian, half Black American, because some of it made it seem like she was Black American trying to speak for us. But then some of it, when she said that she goes back and forth to Nigeria, Makes me think that maybe one of her parents might be from there. I'm not really sure. It just seems like sometimes people will go on these podcasts
We've been
and
doing it
they'll
too
either
long.
be a Black American that's a Pan-Africanist, or they'll be posing as a Black American, and they'll be trying to explain on our behalf, or they're trying to almost be apologetic about some of the things that we do, like wanting like the foundational Black American title, how she feels like it's anti-African.
Hey, if you think about what she's saying, this is what they've been doing for a long time, though, right? They like as they come over, they pose as us, they speak as us, and these the ones that they ask questions. Like when they have them on big platforms on the news, they ask them questions in order so they go towards the African thing, because this is what they want us to do. They don't want us to come up with our own identity and have our own identity. That's the last thing that they want us to do. It's like, bro, it's like the movie Bug's Life when Flick, went against the grasshoppers. And the grasshopper, he was like, bro, we got to go back. We got to go check these niggas. And they like, bro, why are we going to go back? We already got this. No, we have to go back and we have to check them, because if one of them stand up, they all going to stand up. And if they all stand up, they outnumber us like fucking 100-1. Like 100-1. So like that's with us. Once we start standing up and we start talking, like if we all come together and do it as a people, bro, it's gonna fuck up everything. It's gonna look, we gonna crowd everything. And that's the one thing that they don't want. That's why you got the ones going against the FBA. That's why you even got the ones that got brought in from Africa, the immigrants, you feel me? Not just going against FBA, but going against us as Black people at the same time, while acting like they're standing next to us, but they really not. They never been for us. They've been for their own.
It's xenophobic, and we're just a xenophobic group, and how she feels more full or something when she goes to Nigeria or comes back from Nigeria or something like that, she said. And if that's how she feels, it just is what it is. But my thing is, why are y'all trying to police how we title ourselves? She said, what's wrong with being African American? Why are you trying to be everything except what you are? No, we're trying to embrace exactly what we are, which is foundational Black American. Your issue is with the word foundational, because for whatever reason, a lot of y'all have an issue with this foundational term. You don't like words of empowerment. You don't like terms of empowerment when it comes to anybody Black. You want us to call ourselves anything but something that would be empowering to us. You just want us to call her, not to say that there's anything wrong with the African American title. If that's what people want to call themselves, that's on you. I'm not policing nobody's identity, but I would also appreciate it if nobody would police mine, or the people who choose not to identify with that. My grandparents told me that they never identified as African American. They were Negroes, American freedmen. They were the American Negro. They were never classified as African American until the 80s. So I don't know why so many people are married to that. It's like they got introduced to this African American title, and then they got married to it. And then it's like, if you try to divorce yourself from that title, all of a sudden you hate yourself and you don't know who you are. And it's like, so I didn't know who I was up until the 80s. So our people didn't know who they were up until the 1980s. They just didn't have any fucking clue who they were. And this is not about, she's talking about xenophobia and hatred of anti-Africanness. We ain't got nothing to do with Africa. It ain't got nothing to do with being anti anything, because we ain't got nothing to do with Africa, period. So this is the reason why we have issues, is because you're trying to force something onto somebody that they don't have anything to do with, which is the reason why we have these problems. You're trying to connect dots that don't connect. Okay. So that's the issue that I have with this. And I'm not going to go on nobody's podcast, kissing nobody's ass, trying to make them like me and trying to make them accept me and try to explain my position and why I think what I think. If you don't like what I think and I go on your podcast, I'm going to say, okay, this is what I think. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. Fuck.
Foundational.
Exactly.
I used to breathe and
FB.
So
This is absolutely funny. Africans are shocked after getting here to America and realizing that, no, it's not like the movies. It's not Hollywood. It's hustle and bustle. Everybody's moving and grooving and getting to that bag.
culture shock experiences when they first came to America.
I thought everything was like Hollywood. You get here, you can meet Will Smith on the road, you can speak to Beyonce. When you watch TV at home, everything looks like it's glitz and glamour. And then when you get here, people work hard. It's not TV. That's what I discovered.
We are own people.
America's.
It sounded like she thought she was gonna get here and just be having a party. She want to see Will Smith, Steve Harvey, being Bernie Mac. That's who she was looking for. But no, it's not like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna come to America and then you're gonna realize that there's something called a class system here. It's not really spoken of, but you're gonna see it immediately. You're never gonna see people like Will Smith just fucking walking around.
From Tanzania was awestruck by America's cleanliness.
I remember the first time I landed. We were driving, and that was Dallas Airport, and we were driving to DC, and I couldn't believe how clean the city was. I can actually walk without shoes.
The first one was the smile, the fake smile. I'll meet someone and I'm like, and then their lips are closed. Immediate for a second.
Listen, we may not smile back. You know what I mean? Everybody's busy. Everybody's focused. Everybody's getting to it. I gotta go. All right. Doors opening and doors closing. All right.
Hey, just watch the movies where, you know, when you meet somebody, they just have a whole conversation. They just share their whole life and shit. Bitch, that's a movie. That ain't real. That's what you get.
It's America. Don't take it personal. You're welcome. Don't take it personal though.
So I was like, what's going on? But I was still smiling for like 5.
About their culture shock experience.
I think that's funny. Congratulations to these Africans making it to America. This video seems like it's kind of old. So whether they are still here or not,
hey, wait, they ain't go home.
This is absolutely.
I don't want to see, dude.
I'm Nigerian, you know. Don't mind these.
Say Nigerian man calls in and gives his take on foundational Black Americans and tell
motherfuckers. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know nothing about their own history. They got amnesia. All they know is what the British taught them. You know, I have a family. I went to my village. They was talking to me. I found out a lot of shit about my family. So a lot of Africans that go overseas, you know, like me. Like I'm born in the Netherlands, so a lot of Africans, they don't know anything about Africa or about their own. So how the hell they know about American history?
There you go. Facts.
And I know a lot about American history because I study it, because I'm really interested in it, because I followed 50 Cent, all this stuff. So why would I not follow the FBA movement?
Right.
Like I feel finally like, damn, Black people are waking up, because this is what I was trying to tell people for a long time. Like Black Americans been Aboriginal before America ever was a thing.
Right.
And people do not want to accept that. That's the one thing. You don't hear the Aboriginal story. You don't hear that. You don't hear that. It's like they erased that shit. They erased that. They erased it. You don't hear that. But when you do, you go, damn, okay, that's somebody that's really been studying history. Because the Aboriginal people was here. When these motherfuckers got here, that was us. We was here. We have been here. But
so that's what people got to look into.
It's crazy.
Right. Until they don't look into that, they will never know nothing.
Right.
So, you know, that's what I want to say. Hey, shout out, man. You going?
The Giving. What's your name? The Giver. The Giver.
Hello, my name is The Giver.
How are you, The Giver?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you from?
I'm from Charleston.
Oh, okay. Are you FBA?
I'm a Black American, yes.
Okay. Where's your family from? You say you're Black American. That's not telling me anything.
Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. I just said I'm from Charleston.
Okay. Are your family descendants of slaves in America?
Yes.
Okay. Then you are a foundational Black American.
I don't really consider myself foundational Black American.
Well,
I'm
if
just
they
a
were
Black
slaves,
American.
if they were slaves in America, they were the foundation of America, so they're foundational Black Americans.
I mean, I feel like that's just a created term, and I feel like I don't know.
Ma'am, every term is created.
I know,
Black
but
American.
like I don't know, like foundational Black Americans, like people that label themselves with being a foundational Black American, like they're xenophobic to like other Black African people in the diaspora.
No, they're not.
You are. Like a lot of people, like I don't know, like a lot of people are like anti-African or like anti
No,
other people, and you openly display it. Like, don't act crazy now.
no, I'm not.
Yes, you do.
And you don't sound foundational Black American because you're lying, ma'am. And most people who lie like that are not from here.
I'm not lying. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
And okay, no, that don't mean anything, ma'am. You don't sound FBA.
So how does the FBA sound?
Because you just lied about something.
About
and
what?
If you lie about that, you said that we're xenophobic. That's a lie. And if you lie about that, you will lie about your lineage.
Oh, wow.
So you're not FBA, are you, ma'am? You're not.
I am. I'm from Charleston. My family is just my ancestors are descendants of slaves. Like, you're not going to tell me. You're not going to sit here and try to tell me like I'm not Black American.
Yeah, it don't sound like it, ma'am. Either that or you're an anchor baby.
What is that?
That's somebody who come from descendants of people who came over here and got with an FBA and had a baby. You're descendant of.
Why are you like doing that?
Why am I doing what, ma'am?
Like, why are you like acting like I don't know?
Acting like what?
You're being anti-African, like.
Ma'am, you just admit where you're from. Don't sit here and play games like
you're
that.
ignorant because I'm not I don't consider myself a foundational Black American
because
my ancestors are descendants of slaves. Like, what are you talking about? Like, my family has lineage all throughout America. Like,
no, you sound like your family comes from the diaspora somewhere, either Africa or the Caribbean.
Okay.
Because who would get upset or offended by their own lineage?
Yeah.
I'm not getting upset. I just have a problem with or like how y'all are like people that consider themselves foundation.
Slow down, no. Nobody gets upset about their lineage. That makes zero sense. So it sounds like you're in here pretending you're a $5 FBA. You're not an FBA. Nobody gets offended by their lineage, ma'am. And you're talking about xenophobia. Nobody's xenophobic to nobody. Stop it.
She's totally confused.
Yeah, she got up out of here. Watch these $5 FBAs. She's not FBA. You got a lot of people who pretend to be FBA to come up in our circles, and then the truth comes out. And then when you start lying, that lets me know you ain't FBA, because if you start lying about random stuff, that means you lied about your lineage.
She hurried up and just got on. She said, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this.
Please dig into
name tripping. That's crazy. She got up out of there fast. Hold on. I apologize. She didn't even say nothing. She just hurried up and ended it. All right. Well, yeah, that's it on this video. You feel me? I'm about to take a quick break, and then we gonna be back to $5. The $5 FBA. That's it. Be hella hilarious. Because this is what we was talking about. Like, they come in and they try to speak, down on the movement in order to uplift the African thing. You feel me? Just still trying to be a part of. And it's like, bro, you don't got to do that, man. It's over, okay? Dang, look, the umbilical cord has been cut. You feel me? We keep on saying, look, it's not us. It's not you, it's us, okay? It's not you, it's us. So, you feel me? It's like a bad relationship. She don't want to leave. She just, you feel me? You tell her to go, and she be like, "No, I'm gonna just sit on the couch." And you like, "No, it's over. Like, just go. Like, golly, you feel me? Like, it's weird, bro. This shit be hella weird. But I don't know what we gonna tap into next. We gonna keep this shit going. You feel me? I thank y'all for watching. Hit that like button before you leave, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know what's gonna be the next topic, but I know it's gonna be good because it's always stay good.